Hello everyone. I've been watching the news and updates about the spreading of Covid-19, as so many of us are. And I have a few thoughts about this. First of all, Boris Johnson, what do you think you're doing? Telling people prepare to lose loved ones? You're giving up the fight before it even begins. You burying your head in the sand and telling us to do the same. No, Great Britain is not great just in name, so we refuse to let people die without fighting for them, for every single one of them. And not just Great Britain, the whole damn world. It doesn't matter people's age, social status, background, education or nationality. We're all humans, and human life is more important than money, more important than any economy. We can rebuild the economies, but we can't bring people back. No one was prepared for this. No one even dreamt something like this was coming our way. But it did, so let's face it. Let's start with finding a better solution than telling people that have symptoms to take under-the-counter medicines. Self-isolation, yes. Quarantine, yes. Not unsupervised medication. Otherwise, when this is all gone, we're going to be finding hundreds of bodies rotting around the world. We need a solution, and we need it now. And that's why we have politicians, to make emergency plans, to lead a nation in its darkest times. Not to tell them that they will lose their friends and families. Politicians should be working around the clock to make solutions, not creating more problems. People need hope. They need guidance. They need someone to tell them everything will be okay. But don't just say it. Mean it. Work for it. Fight for it. Be there. Be the change you want to see in the world. I do not expect politicians to find a cure for coronavirus, but I expect them to give the scientists all the conditions to do it and to do everything in their power to make this easier for the populations. To make everyone feel that although we are in a boat in the middle of a storm and that we will lose people along the way, we are together. We are united. We are great. And we will rise above it. If you are a politician and sit on a parliament or house being well paid by us, this is your turn to show us that you deserve to be there. The virus might be amongst us for days, weeks or months, but we want organization. We want security. We want to make sure that you know what you're doing, and don't even think of telling anyone to give up on their families without trying everything first. And stop lying about the number of infected and dead people. We deserve the truth. I have been listening to people talk about this virus for days and days. Everyone is scared. Everyone is panicking. Some people are stockpiling groceries and bringing more worries to the rest of us, leaving the elderly, sick people, doctors, nurses, kids without bread, milk, vegetables, toilet paper. Or they're walking around as if nothing is going on. And probably you are the one spreading the virus. Let's all put the human in human. Remember who you are before that person you think you are. It doesn't matter if you're English, Chinese, American or Portuguese. You are human. If you're famous, do your part. As I've always said, you have a responsibility. You need to give a good example. Stop walking around with a Chanel mask pretending that's going to change much. Go into quarantine, self-isolate, publish it on Instagram, and show your fans that you are the example to follow. If you are rich, help pick up part of that money and make sure that everyone has water, masks, basic hygiene items and food. And media, please let people breathe. I know this is an important matter, but so is the fact that 20% of the ice in Antarctica melted in 9 days. And I don't see you mobilizing people to do something about it. We need to be informed, but well informed. And not just about one subject at a time, about all the important ones. Also, very important, guys, the elderly are the reason why we exist. Very simple thoughts. If my grandparents didn't exist, my mom and dad wouldn't exist. Therefore, guess what? I wouldn't exist. Stop treating the elderly as numbers and pension suckers. They built this world for us. They went to war for us. They've worked all their lives to raise us. So respect them and be thankful for them. Let's take this down to appreciate our ups. Let's take the fall to rise higher. Let's change what we've been doing because it's clearly not working. Let's be better. We are all stressed out and strained. It's hard to deal with the anxiety and frustration of it all. Believe me, I know it. But it's all in here and here. Your head and your heart. Stay strong and be kind.